What's up, guys? It's your boy Swills here, and today we're going to be going over my NFL playoff predictions. Now, this regular season just ended today, just a few minutes ago, actually. All the seeds are done, everyone's schedule is set for the playoffs. We're going to be talking about the games, who I think is going to win, and I'll give you probably my early Super Bowl prediction. Of course, things will change. I might give another one when the actual Super Bowl happens. But for now, we're gonna have my initial predictions. I guess these are my more genuine predictions, since nothing's really happened yet in terms of the playoffs. So we'll start in the NFC. The first game we have in the NFC is the Eagles, who I believe are the 4 seed, going up against the Seattle Seahawks, who are the number 5 seed. I think Philly's gonna win this game. Now, allow me to explain. People are going to say, oh, Philly's bad. Philly's playing all their backups. Well, when you travel to Philly for a playoff game, it's an unreal atmosphere. And I think Seattle, they're not great away from home. They're a team that can only really win at home in the playoffs, especially under Pete Carroll. I think that Philly is going to come out crazy. I think they're going to end up pulling ahead and winning this game. I'm going to say it's going to end up being 23-20 in terms of the Eagles winning that game. All right, so now we got the 3 seed, the New Orleans Saints at home to the Minnesota Vikings, the 6 seed. And as much as I hate the Saints, being a Falcons fan, I think the Saints are going to win this one. I just think the Vikings have been too inconsistent to really have a say in terms of this game. I think New Orleans is going to be really upset over what happened last year, and of course what happened with Minnesota a few years ago. I don't got to talk about that. If you want to look up the Minneapolis Miracle, go ahead and look that up. But I'm gonna say New Orleans is gonna win this one by a score of 26-17. That's what I'm gonna say. So then that would set up the divisional round. It would be the 49ers up against the Eagles, and it would be the Packers at home to the Saints. So the 49ers and the Eagles, I think 49ers should comfortably win this game. I'm probably going to go 31-13 49ers in that one. Not much to talk about. I just think the 49ers are much more of a complete team due to the injuries the Eagles have. And Packers at home to the Saints is going to be interesting. I don't know what time that game is going to be played. If it's going to be cold out, because if it's going to be really cold out, and maybe even possibly the chance of snow, Green Bay should win this game because they're more accustomed to the environment. If it's a little bit warmer out, New Orleans has more of a chance. I am going to take the Saints. I think it's going to be really low scoring. I'm going to take the Saints 17-14 in that game. So that would set up the NFC Championship between the 49ers and the Saints at San Francisco. And I'm going to take the San Francisco 49ers. They've been a little inconsistent as of late, and it kind of worries me. And if I wasn't a Falcons fan, I'd honestly probably go with the Saints. But I hate the Saints so much, so I can't put them in the Super Bowl. I'm going to take the 49ers, and I'm going to say that final score will be 27-24. 49ers in the Super Bowl. We'll go to the AFC now, where my predictions might be a little bit more outlandish. So we have the Texans and the Bills at Houston, 4 and 5 seed. I think Houston should win this game. I just don't think the Bills' offense is good enough to keep up with Deshaun Watson. He's a more versatile quarterback, so he can run on you, he can pass. There's a lot of options there. It should be a relatively low-scoring game. The Bills do have a fantastic defense, and the Texans' defense isn't really even that great, which is a little weird. It's gonna definitely be an interesting game. It's gonna be a unique game, but I do think Houston's gonna win. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 23-13 to Houston, and that sets up the 3 seed Patriots up against the 6 seed Titans at home. Crazy prediction. I have the Titans winning this one. I think the Titans are an incredibly underrated team, and if they have I think on a good day, they could be one of the best teams in the league. When you look at the roster, it's very complete. They're not specifically fantastic in one area, but they're kind of an all-around good team. And I think that's key. And now that they have some good receivers, A.J. Brown has been good. Corey Davis, not so much this year, but I'm sure he'll have a chance in the playoffs. Jonnu Smith hasn't been bad. And, of course, Derrick Henry is now the leading rusher in the league at the end of the regular season. I do think Tennessee is going to win this game. I think they're going to win. We're going to go 21-17 Tennessee. Crazy prediction, but I just don't think New England has it this year. I really don't. And then that would set up a Baltimore versus Tennessee game, I believe. Baltimore versus Tennessee, would it? I think it would. I don't know. If it's Baltimore versus Tennessee, I don't know if it's the lowest seed. I don't know if that's how it works. But if that is, because I just haven't done my research, my bad. If it's Baltimore versus Tennessee, I do think Baltimore will win that game. Probably somewhere around 24-14. I would take Baltimore. But if Baltimore were to play Houston, I think Baltimore would still win it. And I think they would win 35-21. 35-21 Ravens. So regardless, Ravens will be the team there on that side of the championship. And in terms of the other side, it would be the number 2 seed, which I'm blanking on. Who's the number 2 seed? Oh my God, this is crazy. AFC East, AFC South, AFC North. It's the Chiefs. I got it. Okay. We got the Chiefs at home. If they're playing the Titans, I still think Kansas City would win. I think Kansas City would win by a score of 26 to 14. I would take Kansas City. I think Tennessee has definitely gotten a lot better over the season, but I just think Kansas City is on a completely crazy streak right now. They're hot. Their defense is fantastic, and I think they should win that game. So they're going to be in the AFC Championship. Even if they play Houston, I got Kansas City winning. That would be a little bit of a closer game. I would say that would be like a 30-27 game in favor of Kansas City. So I got Baltimore. I got Kansas City in the playoffs. Kansas City is kind of like a kryptonite for Baltimore in my eyes. And I think they would beat Baltimore. I do. I would have Kansas City beating the Ravens by a score of 28-20. 28-23 in favor of the Chiefs. And I say that because the Ravens, they're a run-heavy offense. Lamar Jackson can pass, but they're a very run-heavy offense. And if Kansas City can get pressure on Lamar Jackson somehow, which no team really has been able to because he's so elusive, gets out of the pocket very easily. My bad. I think Kansas City will just be on a hot streak, and they're just going to be able to outscore the Ravens. I really do. I think they will be able to. And if Damian Williams continues to have games like he had today, that's a dual threat right in the offense with Pat Mahomes, who hasn't had as great of a season as last season. Good season regardless, but not quite the season that last year was. So I'm going to take Kansas City and San Francisco in the Super Bowl. Who do I got? I got Kansas City. I have the Chiefs winning by a score of 30-24. Now, a lot of close games. No blowouts in the playoffs. Why not? I think it's very competitive this year. I think it's going to be a lot of close games. I'm sure I'll be wrong in a lot of them. There will be some blowouts, of course. There's always blowouts in the playoffs, regardless of what league you're talking about. I just have a lot of close games because I think it's just the teams match up very well against each other, except for the 49ers and the Eagles. But I just don't think 49ers have the experience to get over that hump and win a Super Bowl. So Kansas City, I think Andy Reid's going to be he's going to be able to outcoach Kyle Shanahan in the Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan, of course, has experience with the Falcons. We're not going to talk about that. I don't want to get sad. But I just think Andy Reid is tired of losing. He wants to win a Super Bowl. He got there plenty of times with the Eagles. If I believe so, he got there quite a few times in the 2000s. And he's been suffering from obscurity, playoff obscurity. He's been scrutinized for his lack of ability in the playoffs. And so I think this is the year he ends it. Did I have Kansas City winning this? No, not at all. In fact, I hope the Titans win. Titans would be my second favored team to win. I'm just thinking of it from a realistic standpoint. I do think that from a realistic standpoint, the Chiefs would win, but I want the Titans to win because I like their team so much. But yeah, if the Chiefs aren't in the Super Bowl, it's gonna be the Titans. All right, that's my predictions. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment. Tell me what your predictions are. Spread it with your friends. Let them know what I think, so I can know what you think. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm just trying to get this video to 10 minutes. I got a couple seconds left.